Yuba-Sutter.live's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at plumaslakeselfstorage.com.
Thank you. Supervisor Vasquez, Pledge Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, is the roll call?
Supervisor Vasquez?
Here.
Supervisor Blazer?
Here.
Supervisor Fior is absent. Supervisor Bradford?
Here.
Supervisor Messick?
Here. Okay, consent agenda. Excuse me, 1 second. All right, all matters listed under consent agenda are considered to be action items that are routine and can be enacted in one motion.
So moved.
I'll second.
Any other comment? We have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Nobody opposed? All right. Moving ahead. Special presentations. Okay, special presentations. Yuba County Commission on Aging, item 364.
That would have taken me so much longer. Good morning.
Good morning.
First off, I'd like to thank the board for allowing us to give this presentation. My name is Gary Rico, and I'm the current chair of the Yuba County Commission on Aging. With me today, I have our vice chair, Margaret Fowler. After a hiatus, this commission is happy to be returning. Our first meeting was on September 13th of 2023. Our current members are myself representing District 2, District 3, Robert Drowned, who is stuck in traffic, I believe. He's not here at the moment. Debbie Panton-Leglow, who has been on the board for 12 years, representing District 4. In District 5, we have Wendell Peters, Esquire. He's right there. Can you stand up and be known? Thank you very much.
Debbie's here.
Okay. Debbie just walked in. I apologize. There's Debbie Panton-Leglow. And then our at-large members are Margaret Fowler and Laura Drown, who's our secretary, who's stuck in traffic on the bridge right now. We do have District 1 representatives currently vacant, but an appointment is to be done at this meeting today. So
We're going to be appointing that today.
exactly, and that's what I'm getting at. We'll have a full board, and that'll be nice. We'll have 7 people there. So thank you. We would also like to thank the following individuals who attend our meetings regularly to represent their agencies. Clayton Wyatt, he represents the Area on Aging, Area 4. Also, we have Alyssa Valenzuela. She handles Meals on Wheels for the Area Agency on Aging, Area 4. We also have in the audience Janique Lee, who comes there and from Freed Center for the Independent Living. And we also have Tony Gordon for the Health and Human Services, Child Protection, Adult. Tony? But I just want to say that I don't get involved much with politics and et cetera, but I was swindled by Wendell to come and be the chair for this thing. And I tell you what, I'm learning an awful lot of this. I think this commission is important. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to our Vice Chair, Margaret, and she's going to explain to our goals. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Purpose and importance of our commission. We are a group of seniors committed to addressing the needs and concerns of senior population in Yuba County. American Community Survey census data in 2022. 18% of the population in Yuba County is 60 years old or over. 20.76% ages 66 years old and over are registered voters. 16.97% ages 56 to 65 years old are registered voters. Our goal is to reach up to 37% of the voting senior population in Yuba County. What are the needs of seniors in Yuba County? Nutritional programs and fresh food resources. These programs improve nutritional health and well-being of seniors by providing access to fresh produce, essential for those with limited mobility or access to fresh food. Next would be transportation. Enhanced transportation options for seniors to ensure they can easily access essential services for all districts. Currently, District 4 and 5 have Yuba-Sutter transit going to those areas 3 times a week. Currently, Dial-A-Ride is serving District 1, 2, and 3, of which both services offered reduced fees for seniors. Increased transportation options for easy access to essential services. Third would be information system services. Many seniors are unaware of the available help. A centralized agency such as FREED could provide vital information about their options, ensuring they receive the services they need and qualify for. Next would be digital literacy and communication skills. Improving digital literacy and communication skills can significantly enhance seniors' quality of life by keeping them connected and informed, a service currently provided by Health and Human Services. Fifth, next would be safety. Seniors, especially those living alone in remote areas, are vulnerable to stalkers, violence, and harassment. A partnership between senior community members, law enforcement, and neighborhood watch programs in all districts is needed. Lastly, Senior Center in Yuba County. Senior centers offer essential services and a sense of community, importance of seniors' mental health and well-being. We aim to continue searching for a senior center with the assistance of our board members. Plan for the next year. Town halls. We plan to organize town hall meetings in each district to gather input from constituents. Community engagement and feedback are crucial for tailoring services to the unique needs of the senior population in each district. While we have some general by-county information from FREED and Agency on Aging Area 4, each district has its own specific strengths and weaknesses. With the help of each supervisor, we can obtain this essential information. Next would be collaboration. We will work with FREED, Agency on Aging Area 4, Health and Human Services, and Yuba-Sutter Legal Services to combine their research with ours. Agency on Aging Area 4 has engaged in a year-long process to assess and address the needs of Yuba-Sutter County residents with disabilities and those aged 60 and older. Their information covers broader regions, but we aim to tailor services specifically to the seniors in Yuba County. How you can support us. Work with your district representative to plan and host a town hall meeting. Inform your representative of your goals for your district and any information, questions, or concerns that you want them to bring back to the commission. Thank you for your attention and commitment to improving the lives of seniors. Do you have any questions?
Any questions from the board?
To the chair, no questions, but just a couple comments. So first of all, I really appreciate this presentation. We may have had one in the past, but I don't recall it. And I appreciate each of you on the commission for stepping up and representing seniors. What I most enjoyed about the presentation was what you want to do looking forward, but also looking and talking about kind of the needs of seniors around the county, and also looking into the, understanding that those needs might vary by district and how can we do that. So I'm very much on board for helping to host a town hall in the 4th district. So Debbie, please reach out to me and we'll see what we can do to get that set up. So thank you.
So yeah, these presentations are very important. So we should get on some kind of a schedule to keep doing this. That would be great. One sort of related question, what's your general feeling on food insecurity? That seems to be a growing problem. Do you think we're gaining on that, or is it getting worse? Or
I would say we're gaining on that. The food bank, the Yuba-Sutter Food Bank, has recently received some grant money and a refrigerated truck that can disperse food to general areas. So we're looking into that, and that could also be something that is brought to the town halls, because a lot of that food is purchased from farmers from a grant. And a lot of times the food is wasted just because we still need to make those connections. So that is just one area that we're looking at. Another one is the farmers market food vouchers. Our county and Yuba County got 8 vouchers. That was down from last year. So we're hoping to look into getting more next year, or coming up with some other program, even if it's the farmers markets coming up with senior boxes with leftover produce that isn't sold at the markets. So those are just a few areas that we're looking into.
yeah, that's one of my larger concerns is the food insecurity. So appreciate that. I think the food bank is getting a nice boost actually from Costco. I think Costco now is donating quite a bit of excess food to them, and that goes out to the pantries. So good.
Right.
Thank you very much. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'd just like to make a comment too, through the chair. Margaret and Gary and Wendell and the rest of the board, I really want to thank you. How far you've come in just like a year. It hasn't just been like a year, Margaret, since we really kind of got you all together and rolling, and you guys brought Gary on board. So you guys are just doing a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
Through the chair. There should be a senior center. That's one serious problem that we really have to look at. We've had senior centers before, but I think that it's within the scope of the county to find a place that can help them, because especially in District 1, which is a very small district, there's got to be a building somewhere on North Beale. So I'll be helping, I hope.
That'd be great. One option that we're having is to build the senior community together would be the Tri-County Community Center there across from the high school. They've said that we can use their space, which we could start little programs here and there and support to start building this senior community. And then eventually when we move, we already have the people already together to build that. I do want to point out, though, I'm very proud that Freed actually has the database to build the support that we need. And in turn, that would be like the 211. I know this county's lacking 211, so I'm really looking to get that going in some way. I know they didn't like me telling them that, because that would be like 24 hours a day. But I'm happy with the progress we've made so far, and I appreciate everyone's attention.
So I think we are making progress on 211. Yes.
Oh, great. Someone's working on that? Oh, you're talking on our stand.
Oh, is that the secret? No.
Oh, is there a secret? We want to be part of it.
Anyway, that's going to be very helpful to do that.
Beautiful.
So can I make one more comment through the chair? Margaret, I just got your text for the Agency for an Aging or Seniors on the Go. You want to announce that to everybody? It's coming up, and then if anybody wants to come up that first one.
Well, I run a program up in the foothills. It's Seniors on the Go, and we meet once a month, and we have our 2-year anniversary. It's at the Alcoo Center, and it's August 7th, which we're having a few guest speakers. One would be Ray Kinman from Disney. He's a craftsman, a wood carver. So he's going to be there to speak. And then we've got someone who's going to be playing the piano, because we love over talking our guests. So I figured bring a pianist in and have her play while we eat, and we can talk over her. So, and then we also have someone who volunteered their time to come and troubleshoot gadgets or computers. So we were nice to have them, because sometimes it's just a senior, like, how do I turn up the volume? Or I need to respond to this person. So where do I respond? And is that a private or is that posting? So we're looking forward to that on August 7th, and we welcome anyone to come. It's at 11:30, and it's $3 suggested donation.
Thank you. Presentation was great. We're blessed with so many volunteers in the county. They're just a lifeline to everybody. So thank you again.
Thank you.
So next we have item 363, Bi-County Farm Advisory Update.
Right. Good morning, everyone. Do my best to figure this out. Oops. But I did that incorrectly. Okay. Oh, share on Zoom first. Okay. There we go. You can tell I'm not super tech savvy here. Okay. Am I good now? Can everyone see it on the Zoom? Okay. All right. Well, after that technical difficulty there. Good morning, everyone. I'm Whitney Brim-DeForest. I'm the County Director with University of California Cooperative Extension, Sutter Yuba, and we're also known as Ag Extension. Some folks also know us as the Farm and 4-H Advisors. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the history of cooperative extension and then bring up some of my colleagues. If I can figure this out. How do I get it to click? Oh, there we go. All right. So what is cooperative extension? It's a confusing term. A lot of people, even though we've been here for a very long time, still do not know what it is. So I'm going to try to briefly explain here. There are some pictures of some of our folks out in the field working with growers, leading different workshops, taking data, even up at the Capitol, talking to the Secretary of Ag. So we do a lot of stuff. We're in a lot of different places. So in California, our division is called the University of California Division of Ag and Natural Resources. We deliver our land grant mission for the United States. So land grant universities were first established a long time ago in 1862. University of California was established a couple years later in 1868. The Ag Experiment Stations, like UC Davis and UC Berkeley, were established in 1887. And then cooperative extension was established in 1914. So it's a federal program. It's pretty cool. And this is one of my favorite graphics, kind of showing how they work together. So at the federal level, we are funded by USDA NEFA. And there's national organizations, other associations, different entities that work with the feds at that level. At the state level, we're administered through the land grant universities. Like I said, in California, that's the University of California. We have our academic departments on campuses, experiment stations on campuses, and then cooperative extension, us here. And we work with state government agencies, different organizations as well. And then here at the local level, we're your regional county extension offices. So that's professional staff like myself, our volunteers, and then we work with our local government agencies like yourselves. And all of that is to deliver the following. So we serve all 58 counties in California. We deliver sustainable, safe, and nutritious food production and delivery. We deliver economic success in a global economy, a sustainable, healthy, and productive environment, as well as science literacy and youth development through our many different programs. So I won't go over all of this, but you can see the little dots in red there. Those are all the county extension offices. There's also the research and extension centers, which we have one here in Yuba County, the Sierra Foothills Rec up in the Sierra Foothills here. Our advisors are based in the counties, as well as 300 plus community educators. So across the state, and we also have our statewide programs, including UCIPM, 4-H, CalFresh. I won't name all of them, but you guys are familiar with quite a few of these, I'm sure. And our volunteers contribute a lot of hours across the state, and there is a dollar value put on that of about $62.7 million. So here in Yuba County, we've been established as an office for over 100 years, since July 1st, 1918. We deliver several different programs for economic development. We have our ag and forestry industry advisors giving economic advice and research to our community here. Our youth development program, which is 4-H, engages our youth to reach their full potential. That is also a volunteer program. And we have about 90 some odd adult volunteers in the 2 counties. Our master gardeners provide home gardening help and advice. And we have a little over 50, Cheryl will correct me later, volunteers in Southern Yuba counties. And then our CalFresh Healthy Living program provides evidence-based nutrition education and physical activity classes. So we do it all. So how are we funded? So locally here, we have funds from the counties. The counties cover operating expenses, such as the office, the vehicles, and we have 3.0 FTE staff through the county that are county employees. Yuba County provides 40% of the funding, and Sutter County provides 60%. And that split, we think, is based on population and land allocation. It goes back a long time. It's about 0.9% of Yuba County's budget last year. The university funds the advisor salaries, the community educator salaries, and that's at about 25 FTE currently. And that provides, or that comes through UCNR, so our division, federal government, endowments, as well as grants. And last year that was at about $2 million. Okay, enough about that. So we'll talk a little bit about our program. So I'd like to invite some of my colleagues up. We'll start with the forestry program. Ricky Satomi and Austin Roughton will talk about their programming. Then we'll follow with Veronica Van Cleef Hunt, who will talk about our community nutrition and health programming. Cheryl Hoke will talk about our Master Gardener program. And then we'll follow up with 4-H with Bella Hereford, one of our youth members. All right, Ricky and Austin.
How do you advance? Thank you all for the opportunity to speak with you all today. So as when you mentioned, my name is Ricky Satomi. I am the Forestry and Natural Resources Advisor for our 2-county region. I just wanted to take a minute to give you guys a brief overview of some ongoing projects that we have been working on this year. One that might be missing that you might notice, if you recall from last year, is some of the work on regeneration. That is not to say that we have solved the seedling cone collection reforestation issue, but more so that it has grown to a more solid state and is actually in play right now. And we currently have people out across the state using the tool that we developed here locally to help collect and identify cones in forests. More specifically, in the last year, our program has shifted a little bit to focus more on alternative tools for treating forest ecosystems. We have a big project right now looking at targeted grazing as an alternative to more traditional mechanical or chemical means of treating fuels. We're actually in our first year of data collection, so the goats are actually in right now, and we're about to move in the sheep. So we'll be able to look at different types of animals and how effective they are in forest fuels. We know they work pretty well in the grasslands and the shrublands, but we don't really have a lot of data on how well these animals do, both from a nutrition standpoint as well as a fuels reduction standpoint in the forest fuel types. So we're doing a lot of tracking on that. Simultaneously, we're also doing a lot of paraprofessional training. As mentioned before, if you recall from last year, workforce is a big issue across the sector. We don't have enough foresters, we don't have enough loggers, we don't have enough biologists doing the work. So our program continues to offer professional training to get more and more people up to scratch on the skills they need to work in the industry and to help make those transitions easier from the collegiate years into the professional ranks. As part of that, we do develop curriculum. We also help develop direct trainings to students with the hope that a lot of this work will happen in parallel with Yuba College's efforts to develop a forestry and fuels program. The last piece that I specifically work on within our program is landowner reforestation. So, preparing landowners with the tools to go out and manage land on their own. We have a lot of acres. We have more acres than we have people able to work. So anything we can do to get people empowered and ready to jump out onto their own lands and start doing some of the work to restore our forests and get the fires less severe. So I do want to take a minute here now to introduce my colleague, Austin Rowden. Austin is a new hire that has been brought onto our team to help run one of our larger programs focused around forestry education. So, Austin.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. And yeah, just in brief, Ricky mentioned that as part of Cooperative Extension, we educate different folks and different groups. And specifically, I work with educators, be those K through 12 educators or non-formal educators from agencies or outdoor education schools, as well as resource professionals to be better science educators about forestry and what it takes to manage our states and our counties' natural resources. So one of the programs that I coordinate and help administer is the Forestry Institute for Teachers. It's a summertime professional learning program for educators. We just wrapped up with our 4th session of the summer. And in total, at the end of this year, we'll have trained up about 120 educators on forestry education. And we use a mixture of environmental education curricula, Project Learning Tree, Project WET, water-focused curricula, as well as learning in the field from resource professionals. So some of those pictures up there are teachers from around the state, as well as within Yuba County, who are visiting forest management sites and learning from experts in the field about how they can connect their students to career pathways and really support folks in engaging in their local environment. Another program that I've worked with Ricky to build out is the creation of some forestry foundational education curriculum, which is targeted at supporting early career professionals and building key natural resource management understanding of concepts and skills so that folks in career and technical education programs at the high school level, as well as entering the workforce in programs such as the California Conservation Corps or community college programs, so they can help develop those skill sets that help meet those workforce needs that are really needed within and throughout the state to manage our forests for health and resilience. So it's been a good year working with Extension, and I'm excited to continue the progress and offer more trainings to local educators, as well as the Yuba Environmental Science Academy, Charter Academy. We worked with one of their educators this year at the Forestry Institute for Teachers to help kind of launch them into teaching students about forestry education at their school up in Oregon House. So happy to answer any questions or talk further about this. Thank you.
Through the chair, quick question about some of the forestry programs and interaction with local educational institutions. I know Yuba Water Agency has worked with Yuba College on some forestry programs. Are you involved with that at all? And if not, maybe there should be some kind of connection there.
Yeah, we've been assisting them on the steering committee and planning committee.
Great, thank you.
You mentioned you had a lot of acreage. I know you have around the Smartsville area. Is that one of the biggest locations? Or I'm just trying to get a feel of the scope here.
And so my programmatic footprint reaches from the foothills to the edge of the county. I also cover Butte County and Nevada Placer counties.
So you have actual property though up around Smartsville. Is that true?
So we actually own very little forest. We don't own a lot of land. What we do is we provide a lot of resource advising. So my door is always open. I maintain an open door policy. If any member of the public has any questions relating to forestry or forest management issues, they're always welcome to call. And we can go out, do a farm call, and do advising as well.
Good. Anybody else?
Through the chair. We're kind of unique in that we're actually thinning our entire forest watershed. I don't know. Apparently, if you've gotten together with the water agency, they're heavily involved in that. There's also a future biomass plant that's going up in Camptonville, and I'm sure they would appreciate anything you could do to help them bring the efficiency into a biomass plant. That's the problem. And luckily we're thinning 250,000 acres. So we have a built-in fuel supply for that.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yes, and Yuba Water Agency has been doing a ton of work, and we're very grateful for all that. And you seem very well informed on the necessity of having a biomass plant to complement all the work that is already happening. So we've definitely been in contact with them, working with them, and we're definitely hoping that we'll get some.
There's a future education center to be put up in the hills too. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks. You have another presentation, I think.
Okay.
Good morning. I'm so excited to share a bit about what I do as a community nutrition and health advisor. So thank you for having me this morning. Next slide. All right. So my name is Veronica Van Cleve Hunt. I'm the community nutrition, health, and food security advisor here in Yuba County. And so I want to talk a little bit about what my role looks like in Yuba, and also a bit about the federally funded nutrition education programs that I oversee here. So are you all familiar with Blue Zones? Okay, so I've been working with Blue Zones. I serve on their panels, attend food policy council meetings, and work with them in initiating that food policy council and its development, and coming up with our goals and objectives. So mostly about strengthening our local food system. I serve on panel discussions that bring together social services and food system stakeholders. And then we have a program partnership in our Yuba County elementary schools to teach and promote health and wellness. And recently we've been working together to convene Yuba County stakeholders in the Farm to School Incubator grants offered through the California Department of Food and Agriculture, one of which was the Marysville Joint Unified School District Nutrition Services Director. And she submitted a grant in hopes of getting more locally procured food in school meals in Marysville. And then, like I said, I oversee two federally funded nutrition education programs, our CalFresh Healthy Living University of California Cooperative Extension and Expanded Food and Nutrition Education Program. And I've finally gotten used to saying those very quickly without tripping. So, because they are long titles. So we work with our CalFresh program in elementary schools, mostly with students K through 6th grade. And one highlight this past year has been working at Ella Elementary with their cooking program, at their after-school program. And so that was a collaboration with our 4-H youth development program. And they also got food from the Sutter Yuba Food Bank to use in their cooking program. So a lot of K through 6th grade students got the opportunity to do some hands-on learning in cooking and recipes and learning a bit about healthy food and nutrition. So we implement our program in schools targeting students in K through 6th grade. We offer health education focusing on nutrition, physical activity, and gardening. So increasing access and exposure to fresh fruits and vegetables through the school garden. And we also implement money management and nutrition education to adults 18 to 65 through the schools, so mostly parent resource centers. And then our expanded food and nutrition education program targets adults who prepare most of the household meals and feed children. And so they engage in a lot of hands-on cooking education, as well as learning how to incorporate more physical activity into daily life. So this last federal fiscal year, 2023, which goes from October until September, we reached almost 3,000 elementary school students through our nutrition education program, where students receive series-based, so they receive at least once a month a nutrition education lesson that's focused on their grade level, that's evidence-based, and that spans health education, like I said, through physical activity, gardening, and then learning about those food groups and what a healthy, balanced meal looks like. And so we work in schools and expanded learning programs, so your after-school programs, and then also our family resource centers. And then our expanded food and nutrition education program reached a total of 48 adults in federal fiscal year 2023. And 100% of those adults showed improvement in at least one indicator of diet quality and food resource management, which is really focusing on food security as well. So then 76% showed an improvement in at least one indicator of food security. And so why is that important? As you may know, in Yuba County, the rate of food insecurity is higher than in that of California. So it's 14.6% here and 12.6% in the whole of California. So we are working to improve what we call food resource management through our nutrition education programs. And that is what I have for you. Any questions?
Anybody on the board? No.
Thank you.
It's very nice. Thank you. We might have one question.
No, I'm sorry. I had a question of the whole group or the first presenter, but I didn't want to, I'll wait till the end. I didn't know you were still going.
Good morning. I'd like to thank you for your time this morning. My name is Cheryl Hoke, and I'm the program coordinator for the Master Gardener program. So what is our mission here? Is to extend research-based knowledge information on home horticulture, on program management, and on sustainable landscaping for all of the practices in the residents of California. We stand guided by our core values, strategic initiatives aiming to inspire, educate, and build communities of conscious gardeners. So we seek to make a difference in both Yuba and Sutter counties, and these are the ways that we do that. We host hands-on monthly educational workshops at our learning garden that teach residents how to protect California's natural resources by gardening sustainably and how to grow a home garden successfully. We answer questions by email, also by phone, during our weekly office hours and in person at farmers markets and community events about how to grow fruits, vegetables, flowers, and manage pests in their particular gardens. We provide hands-on demonstrations at schools, community events, and demonstration gardens, and we teach horticulture in every place from a youth and adult centers, as well as senior care facilities and all of our military out on Northfield. Where can you find master gardeners? It's probably more accurate to ask, where aren't we? You will find us most recently at the Harmony Farmers Market in Linda, and that takes place on the third Tuesday of every month. We also do a library education series on both the Yuba and the Sutter side. We do the Yuba County Be Prepared Fair on fire safety and defensible space information. We do our annual spring plant sale. We also do Farm Day, Ag Venture Day Camp. We do some public radio. We also are involved heavily with the Yuba Environmental Science Charter Academy School there. We have 2 volunteers specifically dedicated to that particular school, and they spend pretty close to 15 to 20 hours a week there. We also do monthly workshops at the UC Master Gardener Learning Garden at the Yuba-Sutter Fairgrounds. We are involved with the Yuba-Sutter Fair. We have a lot of collaborative events and efforts with our CalFresh Healthy Living partners on programming for Yuba County schools. Most recently, we had a beautiful project at Prestige Senior Living Center in Marysville in collaboration with South Linders High School students to plant raised beds for vegetables and flowers. It was really a beautiful experience, especially for those that were at advanced age, and it allowed them to remember gardening activities whenever they were a child. So what is our impact? For 23-24, we have 61 trained, dedicated, and passionate volunteers. That is up from a year ago of 47. We contributed 6,255 total volunteer hours. That is up from 4,165 previous year. We have contacted 2,913 community members. Again, that is up from 2,525 from the previous year. We've attended events across both Sutter and Yuba counties. Both of those combined are at 68 events, and that is also up from 57 events from previous year. And I believe that that is it. If you have any questions for me, I'd love to answer them for you.
I have one through the chair. What is the time and day of the monthly meeting, and how do you become a master gardener?
Beautiful question. The time is the second Tuesday of every month, and that's from 12 to 1, and that is in our office at 142 Garden Highway. How do you become a master gardener? So we have a very rigorous program. We just got through graduating 21 master gardeners out of our most recent class. It requires 64 hours and 16 weeks, and then they have to pass a test and go through all types of rigorous types of activities in order to get graduated. We are proud to say that we started with 22 and we graduated 21.
Great. I also had just one comment to add. I really appreciate your work at the Yes Charter Academy. It's in my district, and I've been up there and seen the gardens that the kids are learning and working on. Just amazing. So thank you.
That's what I really enjoy too, is the focus on the youth, because that's so important. So the master gardeners, how young do you see some people wanting to get into that programs?
In terms of youth master gardener programs, some of those programs do exist in other counties throughout the state. It's still something that we are researching at this point to see if we would have the support in both Sutter and Yuba County.
But you do interact with 4-H and future farmers. Yeah.
Part of my mission is really ensuring that we collaborate with both of our CalFresh as well as our 4-H partners to deliver gardening information to those two groups.
Good. It's a great programs. I'm just concerned on getting the information out that everybody knows about the programs.
Yeah.
So.
And I think that is something that we strive, especially myself as a program coordinator, I strive to make sure that we aren't the best kept secret in Yuba County. We actually get out there and we do the work. We do a lot of monthly workshops at the Learning Gardens, at the fairgrounds. That is the third Saturday of every month. We put out flyers at the farmers market to let people know. We will also be expanding that space in 2025, and that will have a greenhouse setting on it. And so we will be teaching the public how they can start their own plants from seeds and utilize a greenhouse. So I do hear you, and we are working hard to ensure that that information gets out to the public.
Yeah, great program. Anybody else? And
great. I appreciate your time.
And who do we have next?
Okay, I'll just briefly go through our 4-H program before we hear from Bella. So we have 175 youth in 7 clubs in Yuba County. And some of our curriculum that we're delivering includes embryology in the classroom, which is where the kids get to hatch eggs. 346 youth in 21 classrooms. We also have junk drawer robotics out at the Beale Air Force Base, and 4-H butterfly wings as an in-school enrichment program, and then 4-H water wizards at Anna McKinney Intermediate School. And those are all various curriculums that last for many weeks, and the kids get to work through and learn about different science-based curriculum. Our staff, currently we have a vacancy for our community education specialist. Mary Zoller is our regional program coordinator. Matt Rodriguez is our development advisor. And Renee McCrory, who's here, is our 4-H secretary. All right, well, I'm going to invite Bella up to let her talk about her experience with 4-H.
Hi, my name is Bella Hereford, and I'm a recent high school graduate. I spent 9 years in the 4-H program, 7 of which were with Hallwood 4-H. And for the past 3 years, I've been fortunate enough to act as the Hallwood 4-H president. First, I wanted to thank you, the Board of Supervisors, for everything that you do for our county. 4-H is an incredible program, and I'm really grateful that it has so much support from our community. I can say wholeheartedly that 4-H has helped inform who I am as a person and given me opportunities that I never would have had otherwise. For instance, it's helped me learn about overcoming challenges and gaining confidence and taking advantage of different opportunities. For instance, I've gained a lot of practical skills. In woodworking, I learned how to use a drill and a circular saw and a miter saw, while horsemanship has taught me about taking care of animals and taking responsibility for creatures beyond myself. That said, woodworking is something that I never would have found the time for if I hadn't have been in 4-H. And the projects that I created made me so proud of what I could accomplish, and they're things that I will keep with me for the rest of my life. In this way, 4-H taught me how important it is to take advantage of opportunities and to try new things even when you're not familiar with them. In the same way, riding horses can be a lot of different things. It can be freeing, and it can be exciting and mentally engaging, but it can also be very nerve-wracking. When I was getting ready to go to my first show, I was worried that I wouldn't remember all the rules and that I wouldn't be able to control if my horse spooked. But at the end of the day, I realized that to overcome that, I didn't need to grow into a new skill set as much as I needed to acknowledge that I had prepared as much as I could, and that whatever skill set I had on show day was what I had, and it would have to pull me through. Additionally, 4-H has given me a window to engage in civic engagement opportunities and community service. I've walked in the Buckeye Parade and the Veterans Day Parade. I've done lawn maintenance at the Hallwood Community Church, where our 4-H club meets. And I've served at the Yuba-Sutter Farm Bureau dinner and Christmas caroled at local senior citizens' homes. And each of these events has helped me feel more like a part of this community. Instead of just living here, 4-H makes me feel like I'm a part of the support system and network in our county. Finally, one of the most meaningful things for me about 4-H is that it creates such an amazing community within itself. 4-H, when I first started, it was for me something that I enjoyed, but what I really loved was the horses and the rabbits. But when I truly learned to be passionate about 4-H was when I saw how amazing it is at creating a community. 4-H has a lot of different types of people in it, but they're all coming together for their passions of raising animals or archery or baking. Additionally, it's unique in that it has a very extensive age range. In our club, we have people who are as young as elementary school and as old as high school, but we all come together to support each other in our projects and help each other grow. In the end, I've met people that I never would have if it hadn't been for 4-H. Next year, I'm going to UC Davis, and I'm excited to double major in international relations and environmental science. And I know that with 4-H and the growth and experiences I've had, I'll be able to face any challenges that are presented to me in college. Thank you.
Oh, through the chair, you give me hope for the youth of today. You know, you've just shot off in a rocket for the rest of your life by the hard work that you put in working with 4-H. It's one of the strongest organizations for guiding children into a positive environment. Thank you very much for wanting to get involved and sticking with it.
Thank you.
Gary, you had something?
Yeah, just thank you for sharing your passion about 4-H and for your leadership there, and also Go Ags.
Thank you.
John, you have a lot of interaction, probably 4-H, FFA, various community events.
Well, actually, I was a member of Hallwood 4-H 51 years ago. And now I'm a leader swine leader for Browns Valley 4-H, co-swine leader. So yes, very active in 4-H for my entire life. So
yeah.
It's great. Thank you for the presentation, which is one thing that 4-H is really good at, is having these kids starting when they're 9 years old, give presentations, and they work their way up so they are able to come up in front of a board and not be nervous and, or maybe not that nervous. But, I'm still nervous up here, but yeah, it really prepares youth for life in general. So,
Well, like Andy said, it always gives me great faith in the youth interactions with 4-H future farmers. Some of the most polite kids I've ever seen. I think I was in 4-H prior to you.
I bet you were.
I bet I was. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all very much. That wraps it up for us, but we also want to give you a big thank you for supporting us for 106 years. So thank you.
One minor question that you might have told us, but your main office is on Garden Highway?
It is. It's 142 Garden Highway, and it's right in the same building as the Ag Commissioners.
Right. And so there's a lot of literature there. I know that.
There is. Yes.
So, and a couple of decades ago, I think I went in and I got information on how to build a bat house to corral bats.
I believe that still exists.
Yeah. So I appreciate it.
Thank you. We appreciate you as well. We really appreciate this partnership. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I had one question.
Oh, sure.
No, sorry.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
The extension property up in Browns Valley.
Oh, yes.
Who would I talk to about opening that back up to youth hunting programs? Because historically, they've allowed some special hunts for youth for deer and turkey in there. And
oh, okay.
Several years ago, or a few years ago, really, they shut it down. I don't know why, but it's even the fish and game biologist doesn't think that's good for the deer herd, imagine, or turkeys to allow one giant piece of property to let them herd up. So putting a little pressure on them moves them around. It's better for the deer herd. It's definitely something that's great for the youth to have these special draw youth hunts. So
I can connect you with our director up there, Dustin.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Very valuable presentation, so thank you.
Thank you all. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
So Natalie, we have public communications.
Any person may speak about any subject of concern provided it is within the jurisdiction of the Board of Supervisors and it is not already on today's agenda. The total amount of time allotted for receiving such public communication shall be limited to a total of 15 minutes, and each individual or group will be limited to no more than 3 minutes. Prior to this time, speakers are requested to fill out a request to speak card and submit it to the clerk of the Board of Supervisors. Please note, no board action can be taken on comments made under this heading. And through the chair, we have 2 speakers. The first one is John Sullivan.
Morning, John. Good.
Yeah. That's why I asked. Okay. Yeah, hi, my name is John Sullivan. We're 3rd and 4th generation Native California-born American family, and we're standing our ground. California is where we live. And I speak to you, the panel, and anybody in the room here that'll listen to me, and anybody across the internet. You might not see me for a while because I think I've been here enough. Use my welcome. Maybe I'll come back in the fall. I want to do a little quick recapping. We talked about we need voter ID, paper ballot, and same-day voting because the voters in this state in this country do not trust the voting system. You're going to see a huge change of that, I think, when certain counties that are going to go by that, you're going to see a big swing in that. Also, talked about the politically motivated fires and how, if you've got a flag or a Trump flag, how we have these millions and millions of acres of vegetation being burned to the ground. I mean, if you got a flag up. And one testament to that is this professor that set the Dixie Fire, and he burned 1 million acres to the ground, set backfires behind the firefighters, and even killed one firefighter, and destroyed the town of Greenville, historic town, I guess 1852, just wiped it out. And he got a $13,000 fine and 5 years in prison, which I don't think he's going to serve all that time in prison. So you got that. And of course, the pushback I've been doing regarding we need a sanctuary county for the internal combustion engine. Because making of batteries, these political activists, these save the planet do-gooders that think they're going to save the planet by going all electric, they're digging into the earth and destroying the earth way worse than hydraulic miners could ever have dreamed of destroying the earth. 250 tons of the earth's crust has to be removed to get enough rare earth minerals for one battery for one electric car. So, you know, Elon Musk, he pushed back, I think, my belief is because he didn't want all the big three jumping in. It would have been fine. You know, America's about choices. You know, we should be able to choose whether we want an internal combustion engine or electric car. That might have worked out, but, you know, it's not when you're forced to buy an electric car and then they can flip the switch and just turn the whole thing off. I'm holding the Constitution here. And, you know, if you want to know who to vote for, all you have to do is look in the Constitution. You know, people say they're upholding the Constitution, they're not. The ones that are breaking Article 4, Section 4 of the Constitution, they've had an open invasion of this country. Just do your math, okay? And look around and see who's been doing that, who's been leaving the border wide open. Alejandro Mayorkas, he is a traitor. Gavin Newsom is a traitor. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, they're traitors. And the conservatives need to speak up and start talking to their family members more. God bless. God bless America.
Thanks, John.
Next speaker, we have Veronica Sullivan.
Use public speaking, but here it goes. Where am I speaking on, this one or this one?
Right down to you.
Okay. I'm going to speak from maybe I was told to keep my mouth shut since I was younger, and now I'm just seeing how it goes and my public speaking as a public citizen. I lived in Marysville for 5.5 years, and this is the first time I'm speaking here at the Board of Supervisors. I have one issue, and maybe a second is I don't know how much we can touch on this issue. I see a lot of homelessness happening in Yuba-Sutter. I know it's been happening around the country, but I know that maybe we can start with Marysville, and that's where it needs to go. Start with one area only. We can talk about the employment, maybe start with that, offer people on the streets jobs, you know, get them to have a 12-step program maybe. I see people here, there's a packed room, that's great. Maybe have this Board of Supervisors meeting, just like the City Council meeting. They have it at 6 p.m. Why can't we have the Board of Supervisors at a time where everybody gets off work and show their concern for the people in our community to provide jobs in our area? So that's where my heart stands in just someone that sees people that there's so many cars on the street. My thought is maybe people don't have jobs. They're just out and about and doing their own thing. We need people to be productive in our community. Start offering opportunity for people that have the qualifications. They don't have to have a fancy bachelor's degree. They don't really have to have a driver's license. I mean, me, myself, when I was living in the Bay Area, I never had a driver's license. I was told that I can commute from here to there, taking a bus, and given opportunity to work a administrative assistant position at a office. And now here in Marysville, Yuba-Sutter, I was told I can't work in an office because I have to have a driver's license, which is ridiculous. I think that everybody should be given an equal opportunity. And that's just without saying there is an equal opportunity agreement. So I'm just playing on words here, but that's just my concern. I'm going to pray for Yuba-Sutter for the employment situation. And my heart is skipping a beat because I'm nervous. But that's just my only opinion and my public comment for today. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak today. And I hope you have a great day. God bless.
Thank you. It's always good to see a youth perspective.
By the way, I'm someone that's a millennial speaking for the first time. God bless you.
I believe we are down to county departments. So all matters listed under county departments are action items, which will be considered and voted on separately. The first one is 428, Community Development and Services.
Good morning, board. For anyone that...
No.
Oh, sure. For anyone that doesn't know me, my name is Ian Scott. I'm a project manager in CDSA. I'd like to thank your board for continuing to make broadband a priority. I'm here today to provide a brief broadband update in order to understand the context behind this broadband master environmental impact report contract approval being considered today. So first on our project's overview, we have the Broadband Foothill Feasibility Study. This is a California Public Utilities Commission grant partnership between the county and rural county representatives of California. It's a study to determine the network design and cost of a Yuba County foothills fiber network. It's a $500,000 project in grant funds from the local agency technical assistance grant brought to you by the CPUC. And it will be done, anticipated in early 2025. This project demonstrates readiness for state and federal funds in 2025, and we believe it'll be highly useful in helping to compete for those more competitive pots of money. So we can see here what I mean by the Foothills Feasibility Study. This is taken straight from the grant application. As we can see, the slide depicts the project area, and the legend says maximum advertised down speed, which is either wireless or fiber-based, as the CPUC mapping does not include satellite-based internet. So the first major pot of money that's being allocated by the state and feds is a $39.5 million broadband project. And this project within Yuba County will be serving anywhere between 1,650 and 1,691 locations within the county here. And there'll be some combination of residential and business locations. This will be the first broadband deployment project in the county using these state and federal funds. And a decision is pending by the end of 2024 on which of the two competing projects will be funded. So an update on Sci-Fi Networks. The Sci-Fi Networks project would have resulted in a micro-trench broadband network within Linda, Plumas Lake, Olivehurst, and Arboga. Unfortunately, Sci-Fi Networks recently canceled this project, not just within Yuba County, but throughout the Yuba-Sutter region. Sci-Fi Networks stated that they were unable to fund the project and unable to locate a participating local provider, despite our best efforts as well to work with them. And other firms such as Race Communications are anticipated to fill the vacuum left by this project with county staff to facilitate that. So moving on to the item that we're discussing here today is the Broadband Environmental Impact Report. This project was inspired by work done by other broadband forward counties, such as Nevada and Tuolumne, that one of which is finished with their project and the other is nearly complete. And this project will allow project applicants for broadband deployment projects within the county to save time and money on state and federal environmental requirements, which can be very burdensome. This project will last 1 year and will help unlock competitive state and federal funding through the Broadband Equity, Access, and Deployment Program, which countywide will be a $1.86 billion grant funding pool. The Broadband Environmental Impact Report will contribute to project readiness and competitiveness, along with the federal funding account project noted earlier, to increase competitiveness for future broadband deployment projects right here within Yuba County. So the item before you today, the recommendation is to award the contract to the apparent lowest responsive and responsible bidder, Helix Environmental Planning, for the Broadband Master Environmental Impact Report, and to authorize the chair to execute upon review and approval of County Council and Risk Management. I would like to thank you all very much for your time, and I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Anybody want to go first?
Some comments, not necessarily questions, but first of all, Ian, I just want to thank you for your work and other county staff, their work on broadband. It's an extremely important issue, particularly with the rural areas in our county, and it's exciting to see a potential fiber network in the foothills moving forward. I know RCRC has been working very hard on that as well, and it's extremely exciting. I'm very disappointed to hear about Sci-Fi. I was certainly looking forward to another internet option for some of our rural and suburban, or urban and suburban residents of the county. But it's exciting to hear that Race may be interested in kind of picking up the slack there. So I hope we can work on moving that forward as well to give folks additional choices and higher speeds. So thank you.
Was that a motion?
No, not yet. Okay, so Helix Environmental Planning, what they're proposing, they're just going to be doing a master environmental impact report.
Yes.
So just, we're getting a report, correct?
This report will satisfy the California Environmental Quality Act and the National Environmental Protection Act requirements. So it'll check.
Open up doors for, yeah.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to boil this down to a layman like me. So your average person living in the foothills, if they don't already have Wi-Fi, how will they see that effect when we eventually get to that point?
So this project will make it to where they'll be able to have broadband from this state and federal pool of funding faster. It'll mean that from the time of project approval from the state and feds to the time of construction and network completion, it'll actually end up being cheaper. It'll end up being faster, and it could very well reduce project costs, which could have an effect on the end user.
So is there a way to tell roughly what percentage of the population in that area are Wi-Fi insecure, so to speak? Or
yeah, as a matter of fact, on the previous slides here, we have some data. This is what we submitted to the California Public Utilities Commission. The areas that are green or light green are the areas that are most heavily adversely impacted by that situation. There are some white spots along Highway 70 that are better connected than others. And the areas that are more yellow are the areas that are just a little bit better connected than almost zero. Whereas there are areas here that are also redder, which corresponds to other speeds on the map here.
Yeah, there's no question of the need. I don't think there's any question about that. How about the reliability of future providers?
Well, the hope with that is if a solution is fiber-based, you would experience much more reliable and high-speed internet, whereas with wireless and satellite-based, there are issues with latency, with interactions of adverse weather, as well as issues with forested and hilly areas, because you need to have line of sight. So by focusing on a fiber-based solution, while it is more expensive, being able to leverage those state and federal dollars to get that solution done, it would have the effect of future-proofing the infrastructure with a fiber-based solution that you can always go back in and upgrade the endpoints, like the different areas in the network that make it the fiber speeds what they are. And that sort of infrastructure, if it's undergrounded, is also much more resilient to, for example, wildfires.
Okay. If there's no other questions, we can call for a motion.
I'll move to approve. Oh,
Second.
Oh, public comment. Do we have any public comment? I don't see any. So now I think we can call for a motion.
got it. Unless we have to remake it.
Second.
Okay.
And a second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? No. Thank you very much, Ian.
Thank you all very much.
All right, item 435. Clerk of the board.
She's out here. In the audience. This is Vivian up there.
Mary, just a second. Was there a public comment?
Public comment's not, has already passed.
That was probably part of the public communications, which we already did. Yeah, I'm afraid we've gone through that part of the agenda already. Well, in future meetings, there's a card you fill out and you submit that up here, and then we call on you to speak. Mary?
It's down. Okay, good morning, board members. For the record, my name is Mary Pacias and I am the clerk of the board. And the reason I came up is because we do have an appointment for the Commission on Aging. This is a District 1 appointment. This vacancy has been there since 2018. And so we did receive 2 applications. We received an application from Ms. Janique Lee and from Ms. Marie Vu. So they were attached for your review. And we do have Supervisor Vasquez, being that it is his district appointment, he has recommended the appointment of Ms. Marie Vu. Any questions?
I don't have any. Andy, did you have any input or not?
Well, I just, I think Marie's going to give us a view of the Hmong population. And we have a large Hmong population, so I recommend Marie Vu as the member.
Okay, any comments from the board? Any public comments? We have a motion.
I'll move that we appoint Marie Vu to the District 1 representative to Yuba County Commission on Aging.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? No. Thank you very much, Mary. Ordinance.
It's up to them.
She's still there.
Yeah, if you want.
Okay. So I've been informed if you're still here, you're welcome to come up and do your public comment.
This way, this way.
This one over here would be fine. Yeah, schedules and being late and everything are pretty common for everybody.
Thank you. My name is Christine Alexander, and I really just needed to know, how do we approach the board about something that was on the meeting February 13th regarding 1442 Hamilton Smartsville Road? And we were, I guess, supposed to see negotiators that were supposed to come out to the property. And then there was a closed meeting on the same dated calendar, and item 77, 2024, is saying that those negotiators were appointed, I guess, but then nothing else has been on calendar, and I'm just finding out about this stuff. Like I said, we were in court regarding the same property just now this morning. So I don't know how to approach it, but I know you guys have had something to do with that address. And now we're trying to pin down what else going on.
Through the
Kevin,
chair.
can you guide her through the right department?
Through the chair. I think code enforcement can answer your questions.
Great. So about who the negotiators are and what's going on with that?
Yes, yes,
All right.
just go direct to them.
Okay.
They,
And is there any certain person that I want to speak to there?
Mike,
Trying to get a hold
Mike
of
or
code
Kevin,
enforcement
can
has been
you
one of the
maybe
hardest
talk
things
with
that
her
we've dealt
offline?
with this month.
well,
I think Kevin's going to come up and explain it to you.
Perfect.
Yeah, we can handle this one offline. But
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Kevin. Okay, Natalie, can you read ordinances and public hearings?
Ordinances and public hearing. If you challenge in court the action or decision of the Yuba County Board of Supervisors regarding a zoning, planning, land use, or environmental protection matter made at any hearing described in this notice, you may be limited to raising only those issues you or someone else raised at such hearing or in written correspondence delivered to the Yuba County Board of Supervisors at or prior to such hearing. Public comments will be limited to 3 minutes per individual or group.
Thank you. Our first one is 375 Sheriff Coroner. So we'll do a presentation. We'll open a public hearing. And at the end, we'll have a roll call vote. So come on up.
you can waive the second reading.
Good morning, Board. My name is Chad Watson. I'm a lieutenant in the Sheriff's Office in Operations. I'm here to present the AB 481 Military Use Annual Report for 2023, as well as reaffirm the Military Use Policy 706. Both have been posted on the Sheriff's Department website, and we haven't had any public comment.
Point of order.
Go ahead.
You will waive the second reading on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we can go ahead and open the public hearing?
Yeah, waive the second reading. And I'll make a motion to adopt the ordinance reaffirming Chapter 2.155, adopting military equipment use policy to Title II of the Yuba County Ordinance Code.
Could we close the public hearing first before the motion?
Sure. Close the public hearing. I'll make the motion again.
Okay, so we've opened and we're closing the public hearing. And now, do we have the motion?
Before we close the public hearing, we need to take public comment, I
Yes. Board comment, public comment. I've got this all written down. I just need to read it.
No worries.
Any public comment?
All right, no public comment?
Okay.
Okay.
Now you can close it.
Now we're going to close it.
Close
And
the
ask for a
public
motion.
hearing and adopt the ordinance reaffirming Chapter 2.155, adopting a military equipment use policy.
I'll second.
Thank you. We'll need a roll call vote.
Supervisor Vasquez,
Yes.
Supervisor Blazer,
Yes.
Supervisor Fior is absent, Supervisor Bradford,
Yes.
Supervisor Messick.
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
So we have a little bit of correspondence. Natalie, can you briefly tell us who we received the correspondence from?
Yes, through the chair, we received two items of correspondence. The first item was agenda item 423-2024, financial statement for Reclamation District number 784 for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2023. And agenda item 421-2024 was a notice from the United States Fish and Wildlife Service regarding environmental impact statement EIS on barred owl management strategies.
Thank you. Board and staff member reports. Andy?
Well, we'll try this. The young gentleman brought up a situation about a sanctuary county. Can we make a sanctuary county for gas engines? See as how the state can mandate sanctuary state for different things that we didn't vote on. And can we make Yuba County a sanctuary city for weed whackers and lawnmowers and all the good things that gasoline brings us? Okay, then actually, the only thing I have to say is with the current situation and things that have happened over the past week, I'd like to thank staff in being more informative and organized in the Secret Service. And that's about it.
Okay. Seth is gone, so Gary?
Sure. So a couple items. First of all, Supervisor Messick and I went with some folks from 530 Recovery out to the BLM property in the Goldfields that we're looking at potentially leasing and creating an opportunity for an off-highway vehicle area for our residents and others. And it was a great area out there, and I look forward to continuing to work with county staff and BLM and Yuba-Water and 530 Recovery and other partners to hopefully make that a reality. Next, the Peach Festival was this last weekend. So as is often the case, it was very hot. But I was there, fortunately, Thursday night for the pub crawl, which was great to support some local businesses, and the Marysville Shooting Club, and also on Saturday morning for the 5K, and then went over to the festival after that. It was still fairly cool, only in the 80s and 90s, and it was very well attended. So it was great to see that. And then thirdly, let's see here, from the 11th through the 16th, I was in Tampa representing Yuba County at the National Association of Counties NACO annual meeting. Supervisor Fuhrer was there with me. Some of the sessions I attended included the Transportation Policy Committee, the Telecommunications and Technology Policy Committee, the Rural Action Caucus, the California Caucus, several general sessions, a workshop on fostering civility and public discourse, a session about global trends across Western democracies, NACO business meeting, and several networking events. One exciting thing that happened at the conference is NACO installed Sonoma County Supervisor James Gore as our president for the next year. And then Supervisor Gore announced his leadership appointments within the National Association of Counties. And I'm honored to be appointed to serve as the chair of the Highway Safety Subcommittee on the Transportation Committee. So, and I know Supervisor Fuhrer also received an appointment as a vice chair of a subcommittee in the area of economic development. So, in addition to that, RCRC bi-monthly board meeting tomorrow, along with Golden State Finance Authority and Golden State Connect Authority. And the RCRC annual meeting is going to be coming up in Sonoma County in September. And so I'll be working with Mary to reach out to board members to assist with putting our basket together for that conference. Also this year, they'll be doing a wine competition. So we'll be looking for a case of red wine from a local Yuba County winery that we can enter in that competition. And then also coming up in a few weeks before our next meeting will be National Night Out in Wheatland, which is going to be on Tuesday, August 6th at 6 p.m. at Tom Abe Park. So that's it.
Good. Thank you very much. John?
Can I request to go before Gary from now on? Because I thought I was busy until Gary goes, then I have to follow him, so. Also, one thing Gary left out about the Peach Festival, he also came and supported the Marysville FFA Peaches and Pancake Breakfast. So, thank you for that. Our Peach Pub Crawl for Marysville Youth Shooting Sports was very successful. I think we sold more tickets than we ever have, mainly because we had a gun as the grand prize this year. Guns sell tickets. Mountain Fair in Brownsville is coming up August 17th and 18th. I'm working on hosting a 5K on Sunday the 18th. Start at 9 a.m. in Brownsville at the community center. So I'm expecting you guys all to be there with your running shoes on or walking shoes. Friday nights in Brownsville. Brownsville Farmers Market is a great place to go. And speaking of the heat of the Peach Festival, it's typically 15 degrees cooler in Brownsville than down here in the valley. So if you're looking to get some good fresh fruit and vegetables and wander around in some nice cooler weather, go to the Brownsville Farmers Market on Friday starting at 4 p.m. and then across the street at Mountaintop Coffee Shop, they have live music and wood-fired pizza. Both places serve beer and wine. So it's a nice event in Brownsville. And then Saturday mornings in Dobbins at the Dobbins Farmers Market.
John, are they ever going to bring back Bull of the Woods?
I don't even know what that is, Andy.
That's with chainsaws and things.
So they have the Mountain Fair August 17th and 18th, and they have logging competitions. And I wish Chad was still in the audience because last year we were against each other in the rib cook-off, and I believe we're going to be again this year. It'll be me representing the Board of Supervisors against Chad representing the Sheriff's Department. And CHP, well, Terry kind of entered but didn't do well. If you guys probably all know Terry. It's our local CHP guy in the hills. So yeah, Saturday is the rib cook-off, but I afterwards hung around and watched a little bit of the logging demonstration, and they have our competitions. I don't know if they have that one in particular, but they had a lot of really good logging competitions going on, and so it's a nice time.
Thanks, John. I don't realize there's so many events that go on. I don't realize it until I see how many times your face pops up on. You are everywhere.
I could really use you guys' support at the Mountain Fair on the 17th to vote for my ribs so I can try to beat the Sheriff's Department because apparently they're the ongoing champion of the Mountain Fair rib cook-off.
August 17th, huh?
Yeah.
Council, anything?
Nothing here.
Kevin?
Get my green light to stay on. There you go. Just to make sure it's on the board's calendar. So the August 13th board meeting, after that board meeting in the afternoon, we'll be kicking off our annual budget workshops. So plan on all day the 13th and then all day the 14th as well for finishing up budget workshops.
And food will be provided.
And yes, refreshments will be provided. Keep you energized. And let Mary know if you have any special requests there to keep you.
Okay, I don't think Mary had anything from the clerk's office.
So Kevin, Jeremy knows to not have any cost accounting hearings on the 13th in the afternoon. We're going to pile us up the week before or the one before or after, I guess.
So compliments to the city of Marysville and their resilience, I guess, on fighting through all the ramifications of the Hotel Marysville fire, still being able to put on the Peach Festival. I didn't get down there. I'm still on injured reserve. So apparently it was a pretty good turnout. Yeah, that's good. So they have a lot ahead of them on resolving this situation, but I think we have a number of jurisdictions and people and agencies coming together to try to help them. We're still a ways off, but I think it's all going to come together. So next we are going to do a closed session. When we come back from that, we will go into recess for a 1:30 cost accounting hearing.
Can we take a 10-minute break or a 5-minute break?
Oh yeah, we'll take a 10-minute social break.
Recording stopped.
Yuba-Sutter.live's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at plumaslakeselfstorage.com.
Hi, I'm Neil Goforth of Comfort Keepers of Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada counties. Caring for elders or even yourself has challenges. Comfort Keepers of Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada counties can help you address today's issues and plan for tomorrow with in-home and specialized care for you or your family members. Call us at 530-749-8800. Comfort Keepers of Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada counties.